thinketh, believeth, becometh.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
anything in your life, it has to start somewhere. So going back, I'm 37 years old. You know, about 15 years ago, I was like, oh shoot, you know, after I graduate high school, I'm gonna need to go to school or find a job. And I was like, okay, I wanna be a lawyer. And well, that was just the beginning thought process of, well, Tim, what's required if you wanna become a lawyer?
Go to law school.
You gotta go to law school, and before you can go to law school, you have to pass the bar. Before you can pass the bar, you have to study for the bar.
Yeah.
Before you can take the bar, you have to sit for the LSAT.
Yeah.
There's all these things that need to happen, which of course you need to begin thinking about. But then I believe that the missing piece after you begin thinking about it, trying to put those pieces together in your mind, it's getting to speak with somebody who's been there and done that, who can kind of help guide you the right way, saying, oh yeah, sweet, I can help you cross that finish line, or ooh, if you want to get to that way, if you want to get over there, you got to go this way and not that way. Like all these different scenarios about helping keep someone on the right track. Because look, when we're just starting out at something, we don't know the best way. And that's where I'm like, oh my God, I gotta just do whatever I can to help connect the dots in every single way that I can to help others who have been there and done that before pay it forward and basically help others do the same thing. And again, I think I might have lost a couple of you already, and that's why I'll remind you, you don't have to take my word for it. That could have made zero sense to you at all. All you got to do, though, is shoot me a message and be like, Brandon, I'll work with you for a week to see if you're worth anything, let alone the amount of money that you're insisting people pay to get to work with you on this thinketh, believeth, becometh journey.
So are you saying that people need to start thinking right? They need to start believing in themselves?
Absolutely.
And then what are they looking to become? What are they aspiring to be?
Let me go back to the beginning. So 20 years ago, my parents were like, Brandon, you need to do something to make sure you stay in good shape. Okay, great. What are my options? Well, soccer was one of those options. So I said, I want to play soccer. They're like, okay. You try out for a team or you sign up for a team. And they basically teach you, because I didn't know, when I signed up to play soccer, I don't know if you've ever played soccer. I think where you were born, they call it football. But
they call it soccer too, I think.
Well, yeah. In any event, when I showed up to that first day, I didn't know how to play soccer. They're like, "Hey, go kick the ball in those goalposts, through the goalposts." I don't know how do I get the ball over there? Well, this is how you do it. That's that. So maybe I was thinking, okay, well, this is how you get the ball across the field, but you know, better than just thinking about it yourself. I always like to see somebody who's been there and done that. I like to see kind of a road map, if you will, about where I'm going.
Okay.
Shit, if I don't have a map, how in the heck would I ever get to where I want to go?
Okay.
I probably wouldn't, unless I got really lucky.
Yeah.
Anyways, just...
So you have to visualize the ball going in the goal.
Yeah, and you got to like figure out like, okay, how do I dribble the ball down across the field?
So if you're looking to become the best at anything, being a lawyer or
a doctor
or a soccer player, you know what I mean? You have to visualize
or
yourself
a football player
winning, you know, and succeeding in that, and that's easier said than done, right?
It is, and that's why. I mean, there's so many different options, but like, hey, all things being equal, if someone said, hey, do you want door number 1 or door number 2? Door number 1 is working with somebody who's been there and done that. Door number 2 is just working by yourself, no help whatsoever. Shit, I mean, is that a serious question? I would choose door number 1 all day long. Otherwise, I just kind of would run the risk of spinning my wheels and wasting my time and like focusing on something that I shouldn't be focusing on. I mean, gosh, why do some people not finish law school?
Yeah.
They give up. Why? Why do they give up?
Okay.
Well, because they couldn't figure out how to do it. Why? Because they didn't have someone showing them how to do it.
Okay,
I mean,
so you're helping people do what? Lose weight?
Lose weight, get a new job, like be positive, find a loving relationship. There's just so, literally, possibilities are endless about what the end result can be. And I just, again, I'm so certain that really anything is possible. And again, I shouldn't be the judge of it. You should be the judge of it. And that's why I'm trying to think, oh my God, how do I allow him or her to be the judge of this? Well, I know how to do it. Give him a week for free. And then he or she will be able to see, hey, that Brandon guy's a joker. He just talks out of his butt. Or like I think is the reality, damn, that Brandon guy, he's got some good ideas.
So you're saying you enjoy helping people, coaching people? Is that what you enjoy that?
I think that was why God saved my life on February 11, 2017, to help people who've had a traumatic brain injury, to help people who, for whatever reason, and in every other way, shape, or form, have fallen off the horse or got bucked off the horse. I don't know if it really matters what got you off the horse in the first place.
Yeah.
Do you think it does? I don't think it does.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, brother,
When
I
you
don't
say-
like crying over spilled milk.
When you say got off the horse, what do you mean by that?
I mean, like falling through a hole on the roof of a 5-story building after being a wildly successful attorney for 6+ years.
Okay.
And overnight, my world was changed. And I woke up from the coma. The God-sent nurses at UCSF had brought me a sandwich to eat. I tried to eat the sandwich through my throat because I'd forgotten you actually eat in your mouth. Through your mouth. So, but that would be like probably the first of a million things that I would need to relearn. But hey, everything in life happens for a reason. I know that you and I agree on that, Timmy. And again, me falling through that hole in the roof of that 5-story building, it did happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And a lot of reasons, actually, for me to be able to help a lot of people. And that's kind of the end and the beginning.
Okay, but when you say, are you helping people who fell off their horse, meaning they were at one point on top of their game and now they kind of...
They don't have to be a cowboy, not a horse rider.
But when you say that helping people who fell off the horse, what are you referring to in their life? Like
Figuratively
maybe they've
speaking.
had a setback.
A divorce, a car accident. I mean, like, look, maybe it's not an injury to yourself. Maybe it was like, oh my God, I just found out that my husband, my wife of 20 years was cheating on me. Whoa, well, I don't know if that would be the exact same thing as equivalent to falling through a hole 50 feet above the ground, but I would imagine that, with some pretty big differences, they're kind of the same thing.
Yes.
It disrupts your life in such a extravagant way that it's really kind of it takes some putting back together, and that's where I kind of come into play.
Okay, so you help people.
I'm like an architect.
Okay, and you
An architect at rebuilding your life.
And you also help them become accountable and set goals and take action steps to achieve those goals.
So many pieces to the puzzle. Something that about 3.5 years after I fell through that hole on February 11, 2017, my mom gets a call from her brother saying, hey, your mom's in the hospital. My grandma's in the hospital in Merced. I go up there 4 hours later. I'm talking to the doctor who I'd known, I grew up in Merced as well. And I was like, doctor, tell me, how much time does grandma have? Grandma's on her deathbed, hospital bed. And the doctor's like, Brandon, your grandma's old. She's had cancer for, 2 decades plus. She's got about a week to 10 days. This was the Sunday before Labor Day in 2019. And she said, a week to 10 days. I said, I don't think so, because I had just started putting back together my life. And so I was like, you know what? I don't think so. I say, thank you, doctor. I hang up. I call my grandpa and my uncles, my mom's brothers and grandma's sons. And I say, let's get grandma home into the hospice. We'll use hospice to basically turn her living room into a hospital room.
Yeah.
And my grandparents, both of them have now passed away, God rest their souls, but they were wealthy, and so that was easier said than done. We could basically get grandma home and then, convert that living room into a hospital room. Well, grandma was on this planet for another 6.5 months, thanks to me getting her out of that hospital bed, turning that living room into the equivalent of a hospital room. We had 2 live-in 24/7 hospice nurses that lived at my grandmother's house with me. I lived there too for about 6 weeks. And that was, again, the Sunday before Labor Day. So that was like September, maybe it was August 29th or 30th that year.
Yep.
Well, I had a wedding the second week of October that same year, about 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
I had to go to Denver where the wedding was. And so I was no longer going to be able to stay with grandma. Well, about 2 weeks before the wedding, grandma was driving herself to bridge games. She was walking around the backyard in the pool. So we were able to basically alleviate those 2 hospice nurses from even having to show up anymore. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the beauty and the beast of diplomatically lighting a fire under someone's ass. Whether it's your grandma, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a stranger, whether it's a loved one, whether it's a spouse who you're trying to, make reparations with. I don't know, but where there's a will, there's a way, and you can never give up. That's rule number 1.
Okay.
Never give up, Tim.
Well, it's amazing that you're helping these people with their struggles and, thinketh and believeth and becometh. So they need to think the right way. They need to believe.
It's basically an A to Z
become.
guide of helping you do whatever you want in life.
Yeah.
Starting with you having the idea and then bringing that idea to fruition. And you can think and believe and become whatever you want.
Yep. Great. Well, anyway, it's been amazing, Brandon. Thank you for sharing your...
Thanks for having me, brother.
Your experiences with everyone. And until next time, you'll take care.